First round of the Major League Baseball draft led to wild celebrations in the Torkelson household. Spencer Torkelson goes #1 overall. A little bit of a surprise, Heston Kjerstad. He went #2 overall. And the third pick, Max Meyer. Austin Martin was supposed to go high. That wasn't what happened, although he did go in the top 10 picks. You see the guys and the woman that helped us tonight, Jess Mendoza. We're going to start with the observations from night one. JP, what do you have?
Yeah, I look at that #5 pick, and it was Austin Martin, who was expected by many to go with the #2 pick. Now, we have to remember, #1, Austin Martin is represented by Scott Boras. #2, the expectation that he was going to go #2, the slot value there is about $7.8 million, whereas the Toronto Blue Jays with the 5th pick have a slot value of $6.1 million. Now, there's more time to sign this year than there is in normal years, with the deadline pushed back to August 1st. But ultimately, I think it's going to be really interesting to see just how hard of a sign Austin Martin is for the Blue Jays.
Well, Jeff, I don't think anything says poster child of 2020 more than Nick Bitsko. Him going to the Tampa Bay Rays, a team that's always going to take a risk. But you got to understand, this guy has not been seen by hardly any scouts. How was he known? Because he built a warehouse in Pennsylvania, had Rapsodo, was doing interviews over Zoom, showing his stuff over Zoom. I mean, the technology that he used and the numbers that he had impressed so many people. But the fact that Tampa Bay took him, it's to me the perfect example of 2020.
I'm going to go with my favorite story of the night, the shortstop Ed Howard from Chicago, Illinois, getting drafted by his hometown team, the Chicago Cubs. Theo Epstein and the Cubs, I just give him a bunch of credit for recognizing a special talent, recognizing the fact that they've got a chance to really get something that the fan base and really I think the entire city of Chicago can rally behind, because Ed Howard has a chance to be a star. He reminds me of a young Edgar Renneria when you look at the physical tools and the fact that he's a part of that Jackie Robinson West Little League and now gets a chance to be a member of the Chicago Cubs. What a neat story developing there in Chicago.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of disappointment east of Chicago, and that's in Ohio with Dylan Dingler, Ohio State catcher, a tremendous athlete, was a catcher in high school, then center field at Ohio State, then back to the catching position, won it. This guy was supposed to go in the mid to late first rounds, is now not celebrating tonight, waiting for tomorrow to see what happens as the Cleveland Indians bypassed him twice.
All right, I'm going to go with the celebration for Austin Wells and his buddies, because the unis looked like they were in Vegas, and it was top-notch. And when you go sunglasses in the middle of a full room and you're inside, that's all I need. Like, I'm there right now. Wells, the catcher from Arizona, wasn't sure if he'd go today. Those are solid. And when you go pocket squares all the way around and you're in college, man, you're advanced. I mean, that's 80 pocket square from a college, really a college club right there. So that was different for me. Look forward to tomorrow. Look forward to seeing the college pitchers potentially go first, Kylie.
The name I'm looking forward to most in day 2 is Texas Tech righty Clayton Beeter. His stuff on both an eyeball assessment from a scout and from TrackMan is equivalent to Max Meyer, who went 3rd overall. Beeter is bigger, but he's coming off of Tommy John surgery. He popped up late in the spring, and a lot of teams weren't able to see him. So there's a lack of track record here, but it's not any shorter than Nick Bitsko, and the stuff is even bigger.
Well, this country has been dealing with political unrest and racism, a pandemic, and no baseball. And yet on this night, draft night, night 1, we got a chance to actually celebrate and see real live jubilation. We saw hard work paid off with the names being selected by these teams, and we understand that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because this night was about the future, and this is the future of Major League Baseball. It started with Spencer Torkelson being selected #1, a heavy bunch of SEC guys, and we went back to the Aliko Williams pick out of Arizona State at the end of the night. Round 2 will begin at 5 Eastern time.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.